Hello and a very good evening. It's 6 p.m. You're watching Rajya Sabha television. I'm Frank Pereira. Here are the headlines at News at 6. Chief Minister's subgroup of Niti Aayog recommends reducing number of centrally sponsored schemes, wants the rest divided into two groups. As the BJP stands firmly behind her, Rajasthan Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje tramples expectation and leaves Delhi without meeting the BJP top brass. Delhi government takes its fight with the LG over the ACB chief to the High Court, says MK Meena's appointment is illegal and unconstitutional. And Greece to hold referendum on the bailout proposal by its creditors. Greeks will vote next Sunday on whether to accept the terms. Well, the Chief Minister's subgroup of Niti Aayog is likely to recommend a reduction in the number of centrally sponsored schemes. CSS will be divided into two groups, with the centre's share not going below 50%. The final report, however, will be ready only by the first week of July. Here's more.
The Chief Minister's subgroup of Niti Aayog on centrally sponsored schemes met for the fifth time in the national capital on Saturday. Sources say that as per recommendations of the draft report, centrally sponsored schemes will be divided into two groups.
लेकिन कुछ और सुझाव आए हैं। मैंने नीति आयोग की जो सीईओ है उनकी अध्यक्षता में मैडम खुल्लर की अधिकारियों की कमेटी बना दी है। वो इन सुझाव पर विचार करके 5 तारीख तक फाइनल ड्राफ्ट तैयार करेगी और उसको देख के फिर मैं बाकी सब राज्यों से सहमति, सभी जो संबंधित मुख्यमंत्रीगण हैं जो सब ग्रुप के सदस्य हैं उनकी सहमति दूंगा और उसके बाद फाइनल रिकमेंडेशंस अनुशंसाएं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को सौंपेंगे.
Sources say that as per recommendations of the draft report, centrally sponsored schemes will be divided into two groups. The first, core schemes, will include Manrega, Swachh Bharat Mission and midday meal. The second, known as optional schemes, will include schemes for social protection and social inclusion. As per the other recommendations of the draft report, for general category states, under core schemes, the centre and state would share funding in the ratio of 60 to 40%. And in optional schemes, the funding will be shared equally. However, for 11 special category states, under core sector scheme, the centre and state sharing will be in the ratio of 90 to 10%, while for optional schemes, it would be 80 to 20%. Vishal Dahiya, Rajya Sabha TV, Delhi.
Well, contrary to expectations, Rajasthan Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje returned to Jaipur today without meeting the BJP top brass. She was in Delhi to attend a meeting of the Niti Aayog. Raje was expected to meet not only party President Amit Shah, but also the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This following allegations of quid pro quo on her levelled by the opposition. Here's more.
Notwithstanding speculation of a meeting with the BJP's top leadership, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, Rajasthan Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje left the national capital without doing so. Even though the party refuses to comment on whether she had sought time for a meeting, it is standing firmly behind her. The BJP says it is ready to face opposition charges both inside and outside Parliament.
The corruption is having three stages. Number one, a person should be there in the power position. Number two, he or she should have given an undue advantage to anybody. And number three, there should be a financial transaction. The financial transaction is there, which is of purely professional basis. But I would like to ask our opponent, from 2011 to 13, on which position of power Srimati Vasundhara Raje was there. Number two, by using the power, which benefit she has given to Mr. Lalit Modi. If they are unable to answer on these 3 points, I don't think they are having a substantive base of putting allegation and asking for those type of things like resignation and others.
Sources in the party have told RSTV that Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has examined the documents related to the Raje-Modi controversy, and he seems convinced there is no case of corruption. It is also learned that he has conveyed this conclusion to the Prime Minister as well as Party President Amit Shah. But the opposition Congress continues its attack on Raje.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी पहले कह रहे थे कि वसुंधरा राजे सिंधिया का किसी तरह का संबंध आर्थिक रूप से नहीं है, उन्होंने कोई गलत काम नहीं किया। देशवासियों को स्पष्ट हो गया है कि ललित मोदी और वसुंधरा राजे सिंधिया न सिर्फ पार्टनर्स है बिजनेस में, लेकिन काले धन को सफेद करने में वसुंधरा राजे सिंधिया की पूरी मदद ललित मोदी को मिली।
It seems that the BJP has taken a final call on the issue, deciding to back both Sushma Swaraj and Vasundhara Raje inside Parliament and during public debate. Shyam Sundar's report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Joining me for a chat right now is our correspondent Shyam Sundar. Shyam, as far as Vasundhara Raje's visit to Delhi is concerned, there was much anticipation in the media. There are several reports as well that suggested that she could be meeting Amit Shah as well as the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but that has not happened and it has squashed expectations as such.
Well, Frank, as far as Vasundhara Raje's case is concerned, it seems that BJP has taken final call and it has decided to face opposition charges inside Parliament and outside also. And now spokespersons of BJP are speaking like a lawyer. They are raising technical issues. We have heard Sudhanshu Trivedi, the spokesperson of BJP, he is saying that there are 3 stages of corruption and they are arguing this case on technical issues. Though Congress is still attacking BJP, but it seems that after Arun Jaitley's meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Party President Amit Shah, now it is very, very clear for BJP that there is no question on going back on its position as far as Vasundhara Raje or Sushma Swaraj are concerned. Now they are ready to face opposition in Parliament, though party knows and government also knows that it will be very, very difficult situation in the Parliament. But as of now, there are no indications that BJP is going to going on defensive on this issue.
Indeed, of course, and interesting that you brought up Parliament there as well, Shyam. As far as the Parliament is concerned, it seems like it's going to be a stormy session of Parliament, which is likely to begin on the 21st of July. But it looks like the BJP is well prepared and is going to go down to the wire as far as backing its ministers are concerned.
Well, no doubt BJP has decided to face the opposition, but it is going to be very, very difficult for the BJP because not only issues like land acquisition and other issues, but issues of corruption is there. And after 1 year, this will be the first time when Narendra Modi government will be facing charges of corruption, but not only in Lalit Modi and Vasundhara Raje case, Pankaja Munde issue would also be raised in the Parliament, and especially it is going to be a very, very challenging task for the BJP to face opposition in the Rajya Sabha. According to sources, the other opposition parties would may go soft on Sushma Swaraj as far as Sushma Swaraj is concerned, but other opposition parties can support Congress on the issue of Vasundhara Raje and Pankaja Munde. So we have to see, but it is not going to be very easy for the government to face opposition in the Parliament.
Indeed, it's going to be very difficult for the government to face the opposition in the Parliament, and there are some crucial bills that are slated to come up as well. Remains to be seen how that particular session pans out. But in the meantime, Shyam, of course, we saw several reports in the media talking about how Vasundhara Raje, in fact, wanted to meet the Prime Minister and wanted to meet Amit Shah. But Amit Shah and the Prime Minister did not give her an appointment to meet her. So is there any kind of clarity on that? Was Vasundhara Raje shunned away by the BJP top brass so as to ensure that no other controversy comes out of it?
Well, Chief Minister's office in Jaipur, they have issued a statement which has appeared on news agencies, and this statement says that the Vasundhara Raje was in Delhi just to attend Niti Aayog meeting, and there were no other programs. And BJP is also tight-lipped on the issue, and PMO is also not confirming whether Vasundhara Raje wanted to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and she asked for any appointment. So as far as her meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi or Amit Shah is concerned, nobody is confirming that she has asked for any appointment. But there were speculations, but she didn't meet anybody and left Delhi. And the indications we are getting from the BJP, because she knows and she has convinced the party, and the way state party held a press conference yesterday in Jaipur, and after that national spokespersons are openly defending Vasundhara Raje on technical grounds also. Now it is very, very clear that party as of now at this point of time fully backing Vasundhara Raje. So because media is continuously chasing Vasundhara Raje, that can be one of the reasons that PMO and Amit Shah avoided this meeting with Vasundhara Raje.
All right, Shyam Sundar, we'll have to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us there with all those details and bringing us up to date with the latest on that particular story. Moving on now, the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi has moved the High Court. And this, of course, is against the appointment of the state's ACB chief. The government is also planning to form its own team to fight corruption. Here's more.
The Delhi government has filed an interim application in the Delhi High Court against the appointment of Joint Commissioner of Police Mukesh Kumar Meena as the chief of the anti-corruption branch. The application is in the petition filed by the Delhi government against an MHA notification.
भ्रष्टाचार को रोकने के लिए अगर हमें पार्टी के स्तर पे भ्रष्टाचार निरोधी टुकड़ियां भी बनानी पड़े, वार्ड लेवल पे टीमें बनानी पड़े जो भ्रष्टाचार के मामलों को एक्सपोज करेंगी, जनता के सामने लाएंगी, सरकार के सामने लेकर आएंगी, तो हम इसको करने से चूकेंगे नहीं, एक पल भी हिचकिचाएंगे नहीं। और आने वाले कुछ दिनों में अगर धनात्मक संदेश नहीं मिलते हैं इस मसले के ऊपर, तो आम आदमी पार्टी इस विषय पे काम करना ग्राउंड पे शुरू कर देगी।
The Aam Aadmi Party government says Meena's appointment is illegal and unconstitutional as there is no provision for a joint commissioner's post in the ACB. But the BJP claims otherwise.
3 डॉक्यूमेंट दिखाते हैं कि एसीबी पहला तो आपके अंडर में आता ही नहीं, आप खुद मान रहे हैं। लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर होम मिनिस्ट्री के थ्रू के अंडर में आता है। ये पिछले साल तो आपने माने हैं, पिछले साल तो आप रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे थे, इस साल आप कह रहे हो ये मेरी है। ये सिर्फ जनता के का ध्यान बांटने के लिए है।
However, the Congress is questioning the very attitude of the Delhi government.
अब उनके डिप्टी कहते हैं कि मैं अपने सीनियर के साथ का कोई आदेश नहीं मानना चाहता हूं क्योंकि वो तो कलंकित हैं, उनके ऊपर तो आरोप हैं, तो मैं आरोपित और कलंकित व्यक्ति से मैं कोई आदेश नहीं लेना चाहता। तो कोई एक आज तक के इतिहास में यूनिफॉर्म सर्विसेज में या किसी भी तरीके से एंटी करप्शन ब्रांच में इस तरीके की लड़ाई बच्चों की तरह लड़ते हुए शायद देश में कहीं पे भी नहीं देखा होगा।
The tussle over the ACB chief is just one of several points of difference between the Delhi government and the Lieutenant Governor. While the LG appointed MK Meena as the chief of ACB, the Kejriwal government said additional Commissioner SS Yadav would head it. Whatever the outcome of this latest fight, the loser clearly is the fight against corruption. With inputs from Annu Diwan and Vipin Chauhan, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Moving on now, India has recalled its High Commissioner to New Zealand following allegations that his wife assaulted a member of his domestic staff. High Commissioner Ravi Thapar has been posted back to New Delhi following the allegations. The action has been taken based on a report of a team sent to New Zealand last month by the External Affairs Ministry to conduct an independent inquiry. New Zealand police said that the staff member who made the allegation did not want to press charges and had returned to India in early May. Thapar has denied the allegations. The staff member was found wandering the streets in a distressed state after walking nearly 20 kilometers from the High Commission in May. More updates from across the country. Here's Nationwide. Separatists called for a shutdown in Srinagar on Saturday, accusing police of firing tear gas shells in a historic mosque. All business establishments and schools remained shut and traffic was off the roads in the city. Police have arrested a gang of 14 organized fuel thieves involved in stealing petroleum from tankers in Visakhapatnam. The gang has been operational for about a decade, but the bust was made after CISF personnel intercepted 2 fuel-laden trucks at a railway siding near a dockyard. Special teams of the police and the city task force were then alerted. Samajwadi Party chief Mulayam Singh Yadav has been admitted to the private hospital in Gurgaon following high fever. Doctors have advised him 3 days rest. However, there seemed to be some confusion within the Samajwadi Party as it denied that Yadav was unwell. It's time for a short break now, but still to come. Islamic State attacks killing 65 in Europe and the Middle East resonate with the international community. United Nations vows to step up efforts to tackle extremism. Details coming up. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
बारिश से हाल बेहाल। उत्तराखंड में फंसे हजारों लोग। गुजरात में बाढ़ ने मचाई तबाही। सिक्किम में भी बुरा हाल। देखिए पहली खबर, बाढ़ से तबाही, आज शाम 7 बजे।
Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha television. Well, shortly after the talks in Brussels ended at midnight, Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras announced a referendum on the bailout proposals to avoid bankruptcy. The deadlock over the cash for reforms deal continues between Greece and the international creditors. People were divided on actions taken by the Tsipras government, with some saying that they have been cornered into accepting the bailout as it is. The latest decision to put up the deal to vote will also be taken up at the crucial Eurozone meeting later tonight. Here's more.
In a surprise move, the Greek government has put the decision on the controversial bailout deal with foreign creditors in the hands of the Greek public. In a televised address, just hours after talks with creditors and EU leaders in Brussels, Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras announced that Greece will hold a referendum on 5th July on the bailout proposals.
Λίγο συγκάλεσα το Υπουργικό Συμβούλιο, στο οποίο εισηγήθηκα την διοργάνωση δημοψηφίσματος, προκειμένου ο ελληνικός λαός κυρίαρχα να αποφασίσει. Η εισήγηση έγινε ομόφωνα αποδεκτή. Αύριο θα συνεδριάσει εκτάκτως η Ολομέλεια της Βουλής, προκειμένου να επικυρώσει την πρόταση του Υπουργικού Συμβουλίου.
Tsipras has described the bailout plan as unviable and humiliating, even calling it blackmail. Creditors have offered a 5-month extension to Greece. The proposal will release 15.5 billion euros in funding, of which 1.8 billion euros would be available immediately, covering the 1.5 billion euro IMF debt payment. However, it is conditional on Greece carrying out reforms.
Wir haben heute Morgen, wenn ich sage wir, dann sind das der französische Präsident François Hollande und ich, uns noch einmal mit dem griechischen Ministerpräsidenten Alexis Tsipras getroffen. Wir haben dort über das Prozedere, also über die nächsten Schritte gesprochen und haben ihn sehr ermuntert, das außergewöhnlich großzügige Angebot der 3 Institutionen.
Ναι, σίγουρα, γιατί δεν έχουμε άλλο δρόμο. Άμα θα μείνουμε εκτός, είμαστε πολύ ξεκρέμαστοι. Από τα σύνορά μας, τριγύρω, έχουμε τρομερούς κινδύνους. Είναι ανεύθυνος, πολύ ανεύθυνος. Όταν έδινε τις απαντήσεις, πώς το λένε, ζητούσε από τον κόσμο να το ψηφίσει, δεν του είχε πει ότι θα κάνει δημοψήφισμα. Αν του είχε πει, δεν θα το ψήφισε κανένας. Κακός.
The decision marks the most dramatic twist yet in the 5-month negotiations between Greece and its lenders. Athens has been firm that it would not support reforms on pensions and taxes. Rejecting the proposal from its creditors could put Greece's future in Europe at risk and have repercussions on the world economy as well. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, gay rights groups have hailed the US Supreme Court ruling making same-sex marriages legal across all 50 states of the country. As Americans rejoiced, the LGBT community in other countries also saw the ruling as the way forward.
Hundreds celebrating the historic US Supreme Court verdict on same-sex marriages. A big triumph for the American gay rights movement. The Constitution's guarantees of due process and equal protection under the law mean that no state of the US can now ban same-sex unions.
First time in history, our nation's highest court has determined that we are entitled to the same rights and privileges as every other American.
US President Barack Obama was one of the first few to hail the ruling on Friday, and he displayed his support for gay rights as the White House was awash with colors of the gay pride flag.
I think it's a huge step. It's a huge step for civil rights, and it's a huge step for our children. You know, there are lots of children who are growing up in same-sex families, and I think that it's really important for those children to see that we're moving forward legally for them.
The US ruling has given a ray of hope to the LGBT community in other countries as well. Campaigners marched in the Philippine capital Manila, dressed in colorful costumes, carrying bright streamers with messages against gender discrimination. They are optimistic that the US court ruling will pave the way to a more approachable outlook the world over. However, there was opposition as well. Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal is so angry that he wants to do away with the Supreme Court. He said the Supreme Court is completely out of control, making laws on their own, and has become a public opinion poll instead of a judicial body. If we want to save some money, let's just get rid of the court. Louisiana and Mississippi have said they would not immediately issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples as they await legal formalities, which could take up to 25 days. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, hours after the heinous attacks in Kuwait, France and Tunisia by the Islamic State, UN and several nations came out in support of the countries, vowing to step up the fight against extremism. This is a sign of the militant group gaining ground in several countries in the Middle East and outside. All three nations have put their important sites and buildings on high alert in wake of the attacks. Here's more.
Attacks by the Islamic State in the Middle East and Europe are turning ghastlier day by day. The strength of the militant group was on full display as their supporters celebrated Black Friday, staging a series of attacks in Kuwait, Tunisia and France. At least 65 people were killed in the attacks, following which the governments have announced security clampdown. 39 people lost their lives in the attack in Tunisia. Tunisian President Habib Assid said the army would be deployed to archaeological sites and resorts to prevent similar incidents. He has even ordered the closure of about 80 mosques in the country, accusing them of spreading venom and inciting violence.
تقريبا عدد متاعها حوالي 80 جامعة بشاقة وخلقها بطريقة قانونية وآلية في خلال أسبوع. هذا منها قرار وقع اتخاذه، منها كلفنا السيد وزير الداخلية وكل المسؤولين على الإطار هذا باش يقوموا بالعملية هذه في الفترة.
I will ensure we do all we can to help those affected and to protect people from this terrorist threat. Our thoughts and prayers are with the loved ones of those who were killed or injured in the attack. We're working with the Tunisian authorities to identify a final number on the British casualties, but I'm afraid that the British public need to be prepared for the fact that many of those killed were British.
Meanwhile, police in France are still questioning the suspect of the attack on a factory near Leuven. Police are searching the apartment of the accused for any leads for alleged links to the Islamic State.
Those responsible for these appalling acts of violence must be swiftly brought to justice. The Secretary-General affirms that far from weakening the international community's resolve to fight the scourge of terrorism, these heinous attacks will only strengthen the commitment of the United Nations to help defeat those bent on murder, destruction, and the annihilation of human development and culture.
This illustrates yet again that as far as the Daesh death cult is concerned, it's coming after us. We may not always feel that we are at war with them, but they certainly think that they are at war with us.
The third set of attack took place in Kuwait, killing 27 people at the Shia mosque. Kuwait is observing a day of mourning, even as security was stepped up at several places in the wake of the bombing. Islamic State and its affiliate groups have claimed responsibility for all these attacks. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
In some more international news now, the US and Iranian foreign ministers met in Vienna today ahead of the final and crucial stretch of talks on the nuclear deal. US Secretary of State John Kerry and Iran's Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif spoke on the major differences that still persist over the deal. Iran called the current negotiations a slow and difficult process, and it remains to be seen whether a pact would be reached. Significant gaps remain over the sequencing of economic sanctions, relief for Iran, and the nature of monitoring mechanisms. Iran wants sanctions lifted immediately, though diplomats say that they will be eased gradually in accordance with a schedule and only after confirmation that Iran has met its commitments to curb its nuclear program. British, German, Russian and Chinese ministers are expected to join the talks in the coming days, along with European Union Foreign Policy Chief Federica Mogherini. Let's now bring you up to date with the other international news and updates in our segment Global Buzz. Sri Lankan President Maithripala Sirisena has dissolved the country's parliament, paving way for fresh parliamentary elections to be held in August. The dissolution came ahead of no-confidence motions against Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and Finance Minister Ravi Karunanayake, and a parliamentary committee report on an alleged bond scam under the new government. The Vatican on Friday signed its first treaty with the State of Palestine. Archbishop Paul Gallagher hoped the agreement could be a stimulus to bringing a definitive end to a long-standing Israeli-Palestinian conflict. He said that a peace process directly negotiated between the two countries could resume and lead to a two-state solution. Meanwhile, Israel expressed disappointment at the development. An explosion hit the city and town of Kobani today, sending plumes of smoke into the air. The explosion occurred just days after the town was attacked by Islamic State militants that killed at least 145 people. The cause of the explosion was not immediately clear. Burundi's ambassador to the United Nations has said that elections will go ahead as planned despite the opposition vowing to boycott polls. The country's parliamentary elections are set to be held on Monday with the presidential vote on July 15th. Burundi was plunged into turmoil in late April when the president launched his drive for a third consecutive 5-year term, triggering widespread protests and a failed coup. The death toll from the severe heat wave in Pakistan's Sindh province has climbed past 1,000 even as cooler conditions brought some relief to the region. Despite the drop in temperature, the army and the ranger units had been deployed to help those suffering. The extreme heat of up to 44 degrees Celsius, the hottest since 1981, hit during Ramzan and coincided with the power failures, triggering sharp criticism of the government's response in the city of 20 million people. Let's now bring you up to date with all the sports news that you might have missed out on in our sports beat. In a bid to restore the balance between bat and ball, the International Cricket Council has decided to scrap the batting power plays and allow 5 fielders outside the 30-yard circle in the last 10 overs of an innings in ODIs. The board has also decided to do away with the mandatory requirement of having 2 fielders in catching positions in the first 10 overs. The changes will come into effect for series starting on or after July 5th. The Indian women's hockey team will play Australia in a crucial Group P encounter in the World League Hockey semi-final today. The Indian women had lost the first 2 games but made an impressive comeback in the third, beating Poland 3-1. World Cup 2014 runners-up Australia, on the other hand, have won all their group games. The Indian women's doubles pairing Ujjwala Gatta and Ashwini Ponnappa have moved into the semi-finals of the 2015 Canada Open. The Indian pair beat Chan Kaka and Yuan Sun Ying of Hong Kong 21-19, 21-13 in the quarterfinal. They will face Shiho Tanaka and Koharu Yonemoto of Japan in the semis. Carlos Tevez scored the winning spot kick as Argentina beat Colombia on penalties to reach the semi-final of the Copa America. Argentina dominated throughout, but Arsenal keeper David Ospina denied Sergio Aguero, Lionel Messi and Nicolas Otamendi to take the match to the penalties. Argentina face either Brazil or Paraguay in Tuesday's semi-final. Meanwhile, Argentina striker Carlos Tevez has also completed his move back to Boca Juniors from Italian champions Juventus. The 31-year-old had started his career at Boca before leaving in 2004. The former Manchester United, then Manchester City forward had struck 20 goals last season to help Juventus to the Serie A title. That's it on this bulletin. Have a good evening.